Hello. Um, Today, I want us to go through packet tracer navigation. It's not going to be all that detail, but mostly we're going to look at how to navigate through the iOS modes or the prompts. The same way you would go uh, through the navigation process on the graphical user operating system, graphical user interface operating system. It's what we're going to done in iOS. But with iOS, remember it's a command line, uh, uh, command line, command line uh, operating system. So I will use switch. Okay, let me use the router. So in this router right now, whatever that you are seeing, all these are different router, but mainly I will use this 1941. Click on it, press it here. And then for us to access this device here, we need a full set of working computers. So I will come here, I can pick either a PC by clicking on it, you click where you want it, or a laptop. You have to use one of the two. So I will come and now that I have this with the end device and then the router, I just simply come here, get a connection to connect the two. Now, what's our target? What's our main objective, main goal? Is to configure this router. So I will come and pick the console cable, and then click on the device that I am intending to configure. Then click on console, send it to my PC. It can either be because now if I click here, so you can see we have RS232, or if I come and click here still, you can see it's RS232. So whichever, but let me use this. Connect here. So we're done with the connection. So in case, let's say you want to disconnect, maybe to use this, you just come and target on this point here. You will have disconnected it and then connect it this side, as you can see. Okay, so from there, I will tap on this device. So this is the window that is going to show. So this is the interface that it's going to display, and then on this you go to tab, this desktop. So under desktop, you look for this function. Terminal. Click on terminal. So without changing anything here, you click OK. So right now we're within the router. So with this dialog, we have to, or we're going to reply with no, because if you reply with yes, it's going to ask you things that you haven't even set. Press enter. So we are in. So immediately we have this mode here. We have this mode. So this mode here, it's called user access mode. This is user access mode. So in user access mode, for us to be able to go to the next mode, because now we've started navigating through different modes, so 3 different prompts. So I will have to use command enable. It has changed the mode of the prompt to what we call privilege. Or privileged access. So in this mode, once you have access to this, the way the names, the way the mode is privileged, then it means that once one has access to this mode, then you have full authorization on in all corners of the iOS of the devices iOS. So within this mode, most of the commands that we can run here, there are those commands that begins with show. Most, I will repeat, most, not all of them, but is the mode that you can use to verify whatever that is in the system. Then we have what we call global configuration mode. For us to be able to reach that mode, we have to type the command configure terminal. Configure terminal, like that. So is it configure terminal? So all these are within the chapter 2, chapter 2, semester 1. Let me see if I can. Yes, chapter 2. So this is what we're trying to do, iOS navigation. So now we have looked at uh, we've looked at the primary commands mode where we have user access, then privileged access. So far we've looked at these 2 modes and you have this. I'm showing you this that in your free time you can go back and then we have what you call configuration mode and then sub-configuration mode. Configuration mode and then sub-configuration mode. So there we have this global configuration mode. Then we can go for because this is it, global configuration mode. We have line configuration mode and then interface. So to reach the interface, interface mode, interface global configuration mode. Now in this is where you can actually, whichever command that most of, if you want a command to affect the iOS of the switch or the router, then the command it has to be executed in this mode. So I'll try to reach line like line console. Now for line console, is in case let's say wants to restrict this access, that whoever tries to reach this mode here should provide password. The command it's line console, you call that because it's a line you saw where we connected the cable, you were using the line, so we can restrict that line. Line console 0, you press enter. So once you press enter, right now as you can see, we're within what you call line configuration mode. Line this line configuration mode. Still, it's not only that. If I want to exit one step back, I will have to use exit, and then you go back. You see this. If you want to go through the history of commands so far in this mode, the commands are not mixed up. So the commands that we've executed in global configuration mode, which is this, we can try to go through the history. But if you're going through the history, you won't be presented the commands that you used in uh, uh, privilege mode. That one, it can't happen. So in this, I'll just use, let me use upper arrow. As you can see, I have exit, the just recent command used. Then I have line console. So in case let's say I want to edit this, now I'll just use the backspace button on the keyboard. You see this? Remove this. Then I can put virtual terminal, the virtual terminal, and then put 0, maybe up to 2. So virtual VTY, it's virtual terminal. You're creating a remote line, a remote line that this device it can be accessed remotely. So if I press enter, still it will take me to line configuration mode, line configuration mode. So as it still, I will have to exit and then go back to global configuration mode. We have what you call the interfaces. The interfaces. I will exit again, because exit command, it takes you one step back. You see now, from global configuration mode back to privilege mode. So in this privileged mode, I can run the command, the verification commands. So I'll use show IP interface, then brief. So when you look at this, that the available interfaces so far, the physical ones, we have these 0, 0, and then 0, 1. So if I want to interact with each of these, I'll have to be in global configuration mode, because I remember telling you that if you do change the effect, if you want your command to take effect on this iOS of router iOS, be in global configuration mode. So the command is configure, configure, then terminal. Configure terminal. You press enter like this. So here we are. Here we are. So in this mode still, I'll just code interface, then it was gigabit Ethernet. I'm tired of typing. Let me just bring in another trick. Yeah. So iOS is designed to help you save time, to help you be fast as you're typing. So instead of typing the whole word gigabit Ethernet, as you can see, it is very long. Gigabit Ethernet and then 0/1 or 0/0. So I will just type G or G and then use the tab button. So if I tab here, it's going to be auto-generated. Now, I want to clarify on this. Why is it that it's auto-generated there? Now, I will just type G and then use question mark. If I put a question mark here immediately, as you can see, that it's only one word that begins with G. If there were two words that begins with G, then automatically it was not going to help us. You have to make sure that the characters that you've typed, they can uniquely identify the keyword in there. The keyword are at that prompt or at that stage where you will be. So here, now if I can type G and autocomplete that command with tab button, then it means I can leave it that way it is. So I've showed you by doing the, let's say I tab, then put it 0/0. You see that? Now I'm in interface configuration mode. So in this, the previous one, we had the, you see, line configuration mode. But this one here, it is if, meaning that we're under interface. So I will exit one step back and then try to use, now let me use the upper button to call the previous configuration. You see that? The previous configuration. See? But within global configuration mode, okay, like this. So I'll just bring in this and then edit. I'm trying to edit. So there is another question mark here that we need. For example, you've typed interface, but you're not sure of what to add on there. I will leave space. As you can see, there is a space, and then type question mark. So this one here, it will show you the other keyword or the other command that you can actually add. The one that you can add. We have dialer, we have dot, blah, blah, we have fast Ethernet, gigabit, loopback, port, serial, tunnel, virtual, template, VLAN, then range. So all those. But the moment you type something like, because if I type G and then put question mark, then it is going to show me the words that begins with G. So I don't want you to mix up that. So if I type G and then find that it's the only word that begins with that character or letter, I will just simply add the format number, the interface ID by saying 00. So it's the same. You see? It's the same. See this one here, the results, the same as the results that we got here by typing a complete keyword. Okay, so still in our slides, when you look at this, this is going to be a video to take you through this, and then global modes. Then we've looked at this, the privilege, and then this navigating. Navigation. So in these modes to switch, when you're switching back, you can use exit. But when you're switching forward, of course, you have to use the real command. For example, we are in privilege mode here. If I want to go one step back, I will just have to use exit, takes me to global configuration. Exit, it takes me to privilege mode. Then exit, I exit completely. So now I'm back. So if I want to go exactly where I was, I'll use enable to go to the next mode. Then this is the privilege mode. If I want to go to global configuration mode, I will just type conf. If I want, I will just tab, you see, configure. Then T, then if I use question mark, as you can see, it's on the terminal. Then tab, press enter. We're in global configuration mode. If I want to go to interface mode, I will just type int and use question mark. Now that it's on a interface that begins with int, I can even stop there, then space. Interface, we saw gigabit Ethernet, we can even type G only, then /0/0, like this. You see now how fast we are. Saves time and you're fast. Press enter. And the commands are always short. They're very short. So there we are. Still now, if you want to skip, because when you look at this, if I put exit, it will take me this. Exit, it takes me to privilege. Now, if I want to jump this mode, all these modes between where I am and then the ones that in between, and then go back to privilege mode, I'll use the command end. I use the command end, but it has the shortcut. The shortcut for N, it's Control Z. Every time you use a shortcut, you always see this. Or if I'm trying to do the time and you see this symbol here with Z, you know that I've pressed home. You know that I've used uh, uh, command called Control. It's Control, then plus V, like this. So if I press this, the combination of this, it will bring this symbol here, and then it will move me to the privilege mode. So here, as you can see, Control Z, and then we have this. We've looked at that. And then the video, enable, disable this, all this exit. This is just a video within your account. Then command structure. When you look at the command structure, we have this the show IP this. So with this we have prompt, we have command, then space. So this is a prompt like this. The user, when you see this this very one here, it's a prompt. But the show, it's the command. And then this one here, what you have here, IP protocol, it can we can use. So these and they can change, but the show, it will always be that. So this is the command, then these are keyword. The keyword, it's what you're trying, what you're looking for. It's what we call the keyword, or the argument. You can call it the argument. So keyword, these are IP protocol, and then when it comes to this, when you look at this, that this is a keyword or argument, which is this one here. But this, it's a command. This is the prompt. So the argument or the keyword, it's what, or the something that is subjected to change. But these other ones, um, the command for them, they are not subjected to change. They will always be those. So the command syntax checker. So when you look at this, we have the bold face text indicates command, and then the keywords, mm, commands, and then the keywords. We have italic, the argument, the what is in this square brackets indicates optional elements. Optional elements. Still, those option elements can be keyword or argument. Then the one that are in braces indicates required element. It's a must. It is required. Then the one that are incorporated within this the the square, and then the braces with the pipe in between. This indicates required choice within an optional. Required choice within an optional. Okay. So they are here, as you can see. This is the keyword. This keyword in this italic. Those are the arguments. The arguments. So we have ping. Then this trace. This is a command, and then this is an argument. So I talked about help features where we saw the question mark, and then in case, let's say you type, uh, yes, you type. So in case you type something, even if it's the right command and you type it in wrong prompt, you will see this symbol here, as you can see, indicating that it is an error. So in case there is an error, you always see this symbol there. So this is a video that will cover the following: help command in user, privilege and global, then finish command and argument with help command. Use command syntax checker to fix syntax. So this, the other symbol that you see, it's syntax checker. Syntax checker to fix error and incomplete commands. So here is hotkey and then the shortcuts. What we saw, like typing the commands halfway. Instead of typing configure terminal, you type conf then t. Instead of typing interface, you type int. Instead of typing gigabit Ethernet, you simply type G. Uh, um, so in navigation, still, when you're navigating through the iOS, you don't need to go through, you don't need to use the mice. You can use the, but have tab for auto completing the command. We have backspace for erasing. We have left or control B for moving cursor one character to the left. To the left, I would say maybe like forward. Then right. Oh no, this one here, it's the back, as you can see. Say back, then if you're trying to move towards the end of the statement, then that is right, it's forward. And then we have up, and then upper arrow, which is used mostly to go through the history in the previous commands that you've executed. yeah, and then the down to go to navigate through, yeah, through the history of commands. Then we have the keystroke. We have enter key. It displays the next line. Space bar. Space bar. Space bar. It displays the next screen. We have any other key. It ends the string, returning to privilege mode. Control C still when if configuration mode it ends the configuration mode and returns to privilege. We have control, then this Z, we have control shift this. Pauses all the break all the break sequence used to abort DNS. So maybe to try them, because most of them I've talked about them, the upper arrow, now like this, you see I'm using upper arrow and then down arrow. So for back arrow, you see this, the back arrow, we're going to left. If I want to go to right, this is it, this, like that. If I run this command, show running config. Now show running config, this command, it helps us to so far to check whatever that we have configured here. So if I press enter, you see this, it's a page we have option for more. So if I use enter, I want you to keep checking that I have this. If I press enter, okay, so we have this. So if I press enter, you see, one line, one new 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 line. But if I use space, it means that I have to go to another page. You see now, this is another page. If I do this, again more space, another page. But if I use Control C, I'll go back to privilege. You see that? Okay. This is navigate this, establish connected access control list, explorer, headed, and then yeah. So now here we're going to look at the basic device configurations. Basic device configuration. One, the device name, how to configure the device name. So I will just simply be by here. So I'll have to switch to global configuration mode and then set to the host. Host name, the command it is host name. I can put R1 and then press enter. So I've created it, but most of the time you have to make sure that the name, it has a meaning. And it has a meaning. So within this, I can actually say router. Okay, I will use upper arrow. Say router one. Put hyphen. Oh, what is R1? It's router one. Which flow? Flow, still flow one. You see that? That almost it makes it. So it's router one, flow one. I can have router two, still flow one. I can have router three, still flow. So the name, it has to have a meaning. So this is it. Now, immediately, whatever that you have entered here, it will replace whatever that is here. So as you can see, this is it. Now what we have as the name. And then press enter. There we are. So we're in global configuration mode. So that is how you need to. So these are the guidelines for naming device. You can go through them. You have the slides. Then we have password guideline. We're going to look at the password. The passwords are there of three of them. Yes, there are three of them. We're going to look at securing user access mode. Then securing privilege mode. So for securing privilege mode, we have two ways. Wow. Then let me see what we have on the what we have on the. Okay, so I did a mistake somewhere, so I tried to explain when I was not recording. So that is not a big deal. This is what we're going to do. I've done all this, but while when I was not recording. So we're going to alter. I'm going to alter the configurations. I'm going to alter the configurations. How? I'm going to erase and then reload. So this command configures, yes, it was bus. There we are. Privilege mode. I don't know whether you saw it, and then it was Cisco. Okay, so in this mode, the privilege mode, I'm going to erase. You erase because I'd already saved. Erase startup. So that is the command, erase startup configuration. So whatever that is saved in startup configuration mode, I will just, in startup configuration file, I will erase it. So this continue. Now the erase of the non-volatile RAM is complete, and then to take effect I have to reload, to restart the the iOS. So if I press it and confirm this, it's reloading. I'm trying to erase whatever that I configured and then see how I can summarize them again. So I'm erasing. Yeah, there we are. So I hope you remember this when we were starting. So immediately I'll just reply with no. This is user mode enable. Then go to global configuration mode and then set the host name. So our host name, I don't need to set, okay, the host name I will just use router, maybe router, let me use one. Yes, and then I can set the line console. Line console, it's for securing or restricting access to user access mode. Line, see now, syntax check, error, error checker. So I'll use the upper arrow and edit. It's supposed to be console. By removing that, I hope you seeing how I'm trying to navigate using the back arrow and then forward arrow, but not you to use cursor, and then you move your cursor and then click wherever you want. Press enter. Then line, sorry, not line, but the password is let me use plus as this, then log in, and then exit, and then go uh, for secret, so privileged password. So we have two commands, which is uh, enable password, and then I'll use class again. Then we have enable secret. Let me use Cisco. So these two commands, they restrict to the same mode, but the difference is that this is advanced of this. The secret is advanced of this. So this password, it remains in plain text in the running configuration, but this one, it is encrypted. Then we have what we call line VTY 0, then 4. Okay, here we use 4, but the 4, it is the range, the number of users that can, or the number of lines that can be active at the same time or simultaneously. So you are Leonard 1, Leonard 2, Leonard 3, up to 5, they can log into this system remotely small changes at the same time. So I'll put password, then still I will use class of where I pass. So I have W twice. I just remove one and then oh yeah. Then I have a single S supposed to be double like that. So it's password plus that, and then log in. Log in. Then we have what we call legal notch. The legal notch, it's just banner MOCD. Then you look for the symbol, any symbol, but not the question mark. And then the message is going to be nested between those, the symbol that you selected. So the symbol that you say, you start with it and then you end with it. And then maybe you put welcome. So you have to make sure that this symbol is the same. The start symbol and the end symbol are the same. They're the same. And then our passwords, the password, if I just go back to privilege mode, because if I want to skip all these modes, I will have to use Ctrl Z. And then I'll run this command show running config. So if I run config this, if I use enter, it takes me to one step, as you can see this. But if I use more, which is space, you see space, it takes you to another page. But the other one, enter, it takes you to one new line, one new line. So when you look at this VTY password, it is in plain. This console, it is in plain. Here is our banner, which is come, and then we have the password here. Enable password in class, it is in plain text. And even this one here, it is encrypted, the secret. So that's the difference, this and then this. But now that we have the two, it's the secret that we shall actually use at the time of accessing the privilege password. The privilege password. Sorry, the privilege mode. So I'll just go back. I want to encrypt now. It will be password. Sorry, not password, but service. It's a service. We need to enable it. Service, then password. Now, the service password encryption. So after running this command, if I go back and use the upper arrow, it is the show running config. Now our password is encrypted here. Let me check here. Even this is encrypted, even this is encrypted. So if someone logs into or gains access to the privileged password, that person won't be able to copy the password. So I can exit and see whether the passwords have affected my password. So here the first one, it was the console, and the console, it was class. Okay, then enable now the privilege. The privilege, it is Cisco. There we are. So I'll go ahead and access the global configuration mode, and then I need to save. So at this mode, I need to save. So how I'm going to save? It's copy, then running config, then to start up. Why do I need all this? Then this is you confirm by pressing enter again. So here we're copying from this running configuration, which is the temporary, whatever that you are working with. And then you are pasting it, you are duplicating this file then to this. That every time I reload, after saving, the moment I reload, my commands will be in that startup configuration file, and they will, that file will be checked, and whatever that is there, it will be reloaded into the running configuration mode. So that's it. there. We can look at and then the address. Now, if we are to deal with ports and address, I will go back to my this and then try to bring in a switch. It is here. Press it somewhere. In the cable link, uh, this gigabit Ethernet 0, and then any, because all these ports are the same, I'll just connect in. Connect this, any port, the same here. Fast Ethernet, I'll have to connect in fast Ethernet. Any port, any, and then this. So the address, we all know the addresses. We just give this, the network address as 192.168.1.0/24. You know what it means. So I will just so here it will be .1. I'll use as a .1. This as a .2. This as the .3. So if I'm to assign the address, I'll just start with this. Oh, sorry, I've already opened. I have it here. So it's here. So my cable it is. My cable it is. Oh, it's supposed to be F. So my cable it is in interface G0/0. I'll get that. Go ahead and call IP address. So it's 192.168.1.1, and then you give a space 255, then .0 you press. Oh, so I just then 255 it was incomplete .0. Press enter. Then no shutdown. Like this. So when that interface is up, and if you want to verify, as you can see, it has changed the LED from red to green, and then that is what we need on the router. Then we can go to the PC here. Let me see if I can try to. Okay, so I'll just come to the laptop. So this is our laptop, as you can see, the same. It's almost the same. Then desktop, you go to this time we want IP configuration. So here our address, it's a 2. I'll just put it there, then the subnet mask. Now we need a gateway. And where is our gateway? The gateway it is this. The gateway here in this space, the IP address that we've assigned on this interface, it's what you're going to have here. Whichever that you have used, if you've used 100, if you've used what, as long as it's 1. And the default gateway, the IP address here, and then the gateway, they have to be in the same, they have to be from the same network address. So not from different, that this one here, it's maybe from another group, and then this other group, it will not work. And then you click here, that is it, what you wanted to PC3, and then we close this first, then we go to IP config. Still have my address, I'll paste and then give it a free, the subnet mask, and then put the default gateway, because they're in the same group, they have to share this port. Okay, so that is it. That is how you assign. So in case, let's say you want to deal with IPv6, as you can see, it is here. So you just come here, IPv6, and then you put the address. So we have it covered IPv6. Okay, think that's it. And then testing connectivity. I want to test connectivity. This piece, it's PCs, which is this one here. I'll just still go under desktop, then go to command prompt, and then click there, and then use the command. If I want to verify the IP addresses on this, like the same on my computer, let me first show you my computer here. Is it? I would use IP, then config slash space forward slash then port. I have an IP address here, but the method I'm using here, I'm tethering. So I will not see the address, but you always see the addresses on this space. So that is my computer. Now when it comes to this, if I run the command IP config with forward slash then all, should be able to see all that information. So when you look at this, our address is this subnet mask, then this is the default gateway. So I can actually ping, I'll ping all the IP addresses on this. I have yes, my command is still there. The default gateway, the default gateway is the router, so I'm able to reach there. And then I have this other, the laptop, it's a 2, yes, I can reach there. Then we configured VTY. Let's see if we'll be able to reach this router. Let me use a piece, this one here, because here you may say that there is still this. This one here, that is when you're using terminal. But if you're to telnet, then it means that you're using this. And you must have assigned the necessary protocol, the necessary settings for you to use these cables, like IP addresses, the IP addresses, and then enabling VTY on the router. So I'm going to use the laptop and then go to command prompt and see whether I will be able to reach the router. So I will say telnet, then the IP address of the router 1, press enter. You see it is asking us the password, and there is the other disclaimer, not a disclaimer but a welcoming message, which is welcome. So the password for VTY, it was class, so I will use it. There we are. We are in privilege user access mode, then enable the second password, which is the privilege. Now for privilege, it is Cisco. You see, we're in. We can run the command show IP interface, then brief on the router. So this is the IP address that we set on the router, and it's up. It's up. Gigabit Ethernet 192.168.1. That is the address. Now I think let's stop here for this session. Thank you.